When you look at this roster, we kind of have an idea of what it is now. How strong do you think it is? How do you think it's improved from it? Last year I thought was the best roster since they returned. The expansion era, whatever you want to, 99. I think this roster's better. Just your thoughts on this year's roster?
Well, I do agree, but like it's not much. Like there's not much that's changed. And I've told you guys before, I think Hicks is an upgrade
Yeah.
over Anthony Walker or Sione Takitaki. I like that they kept all the young corners and put the veterans who all seem to have a special teams pedigree on the practice squad. We got to see these special teams veteran corners play corner this summer, and it certainly was not a pretty sight by any means whatsoever. I think Mike Hall, unfortunately, going to the commissioner's exempt list probably hurts this roster a little bit. I think Mike would have stood out a little bit more once he was out there playing with players a little bit more on his skill set, on his level. Defense, I think, one of the biggest things, and again, we've talked about this, is I think there's going to be a year two jump because everybody's just going to be more comfortable with each other. The guys are going to be more, fully understanding of the system, fully understanding their role within the system, and of course, a big opportunity for all 11 guys who are ever be out there at any given time to have gotten more reps together. You figure there'll be better health from your safety position. Delpit should play more, certainly. You figure McLeod should hopefully play more. Thornhill should play more. And then as far as the defensive ends, I think Alex Wright's probably going to be a better player than he was last year. So for some of this to for them to be a better unit, I think you're banking on some guys improving. I think the biggest one you're worried, maybe not even worried, is just that maybe the offensive line, because when you're talking about three guys coming back from season-ending injuries, season-ending surgeries, and obviously not everybody all ready to go just yet. That's the one that's going to give you some pause and hesitation. Plus, it's a new system, new coach, offensive line wise, and we really have nothing to hang our hat on. And if you can't even grade it right now, it would be incomplete because we haven't seen all the players basically take part in this yet.
Is there an area that you think injuries, a position group, an area where they can't afford many injuries? It's pretty deep. This roster's pretty deep, but is there an area where you're like, man, if a guy or two goes down, whew.
I would have to say, I think running back right now. I mean, because we know, but the thing is you tell us throughout the first 4 weeks with Nyheim Hines and Nick Chubb. That doesn't necessarily mean the first game in October that both these guys are going to walk in the building and they're going to take a week of practice and they're going to play. My belief is, they're probably looking to get because now you have those three veteran corners, all with special teams experience on your practice squad. I think you can make a decision on one of those three and maybe get somebody on the practice squad at a running back position. Because look, I mean, even if Devontae Foreman comes back, you don't have one on the practice squad. So you're one, and look, strong battle to rib injury. Foreman certainly had a couple of dings this summer. You're one guy away from only having two running backs on the roster. So certainly, running back has a little, concern for me. Obviously we think the team's going to throw the ball more. They certainly look like the weapons are probably stronger as far as receiver and David Njoku. But right now it's really light in that room. And, how many times have we talked draft and we talked free agency all spring and all summer long, and I kept trying to get a young running back in here somehow, some way. But hopefully it doesn't come back to bite him. But it is something I do have my concerns about right now.